Okay guys, welcome to part 2 of our Module 1 review. So we're going to pick it up where we left off on number 13. Number 13, we're looking to see, is x equals negative 3.4 a solution for our equation? So we could just take the negative 3.4 and plug it in. That would be a way to solve it. But I'm going to choose to solve the equation and then see if my answer ends up matching what they are asking about. So I'm going to start out, I've got to move my variables to one side. So I'm going to add 3.2x to here. I'm going to add it over here, being careful that I'm adding my x's to x's. That's going to give me 3x plus 12.4 equals negative 20. Now, from there, I'm going to subtract 12.4 to move my constant. I'm going to subtract 12.4 to move it there. That's going to leave me with 3x equals negative 32.4. Then I'm going to divide by 3, divide by 3. That's going to leave me with x equals negative 10.8. Now, when I compare this to this, they are not the same. So that shows me that it is not a solution. So my answer, no. The solution, so no, the solution is x equals negative 10.8. So here is our final answer that answers the question on number 13. Number 14, we've got to describe and correct the error that was done in solving this equation. So looking at it, we have, they went through the process, but right here, there's a minus 12, but when they brought it down, they changed it to a plus. So what we're going to do right there is we're going to fix it. So instead of that plus, that should be a minus, which is going to change what our step should be. So over here, I'm going to write what it should be. So instead, we should have 6 equals 3x minus 12. We should be adding 12, adding 12. That's going to leave me with 18 equals 3x. Divide by 3, divide by 3. And that's going to leave me with x equals 6. So 6 should be the correct solution. Number 15. We're going to do the same thing. We're looking for the mistake. So when we look at number 15, now yours actually runs off onto the next page, but mine's all together. So when I look at this, we have the 5x, and we need to move that 5x. Instead of adding 5x, what should have happened is minus 5x. So if we minus 5x on both sides, that's going to change what you get. So if you minus 5x plus 24 equals 7x plus 12. If you minus 5x and then you minus 5x, that's going to leave you with 24 equals 2x plus 12. Then you're going to move your constant, minus 12, minus 12. That's going to leave you with 12 equals 2x. Then we divide. Divide by 2, divide by 2. And that's going to leave you with x equals 6. And so that would get us to the right answer. Looking at number 16. So we've got to solve the equation, but what we're really trying to figure out is if it's one solution, infinitely many, or no solutions. But to do that, we have to solve it. So I'm going to start moving things. I've got to move my variables to one side. So I'm going to add 2x, add 2x. When I do that, I'm left with 5 equals, oops, that's not correct. When I do that, I'm left with 5 equals 1. Those are not the same. They are not equal. So it is a false statement. So that means my answer is no solution. So I have to write that down as my answer. Okay, same thing looking at number 17. So trying to decide one solution, infinitely many, or no solutions. But we have to solve it to be able to figure that out. So I have to distribute right here. 5 times x is 5x plus 3 equals, and I'm going to bring down this other side at 5x plus 15. Now, I need to be able to, I see a mistake that I made. When I distributed, I did not do it correctly because I have to go 5 times x, and I also have to go 5 times 3. So that would end up being 5x plus 15. Now I look at those are identical. So I could stop right there because they were identical, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to minus 5x, and that gives me 15 equals 15. My variables canceled and I'm left with a true statement. So that means my answer is infinitely many solutions. So that is the final answer. Number 18, looking at it and solving it. Okay, moving my variables to one side. That leaves me with 2x plus 5 equals 1. Moving my constant, minus 5, minus 5. That leaves me with 2x equals negative 4. Divide by 2, divide by 2. That leaves me with x equals negative 2. X has to equal negative 2, so that means there is only one solution. Okay, number 19. We have 3 students that worked the same equation in 3 different ways. We're looking for the ways that it's solved correctly. They all ended up with the same answer, but 2 of them did a correct method and 1 of them did an incorrect method. So, looking through, I'm going to look at A. Well, I know they would have to, it looks like they're trying to distribute, but when they did 6, should be 6 times 4x, they ended up with 10x. That is not correct. So I've already seen right here when they distributed, they did not end up with the correct outcome. So I can already see A is incorrect. Then I'll look at B. They multiplied by the reciprocal. That is completely correct. And they followed through each step and did it correct. So B is a correct method for solving this equation. Also looking at C, they distributed this time. 6 times 4x is 24x. 6 times negative 14 is negative 84. C, they did it correctly. So it is a correct way to solve that equation. So number 19, the answer is B and C. Looking at number 20, putting these steps in order for how to solve this equation. Well, when I look at this equation, first thing that we have to do is we have to solve, or we have to combine our like terms, 3p and 4p. When I combine those, I end up with 7p plus 44 equals 79. So that's right here, E. That's going to be our very first step. After we combine like terms, next thing we're going to do is we're going to be moving our constants. Now, usually I write that step out. I would have my 7p plus 44 equals 79. Usually, when I do that, I go like this, minus 44, minus 44. Okay, well, in this person's work, they went out horizontally, but right here on C, it is the same process. They just went out right here, going out to the side with their subtraction. After you move the constant, that's going to leave us with 7p equals, that's going to end up equaling 35. So I see that right here on D. That is our step 3. After that, we're going to divide by 7, divide by 7. That is step 4. Then that's going to leave us with P equals 5. That is B. So right there. So if you numbered your steps like that, that works. Another way is you could just put the letters in order. E, C, D, A, B. Either way would work to be able to show your steps there. Okay, so we have 4 more problems to be able to look at to finish up this review. So 21 through 24, we're looking at these equations and we have to decide, do they have no solution, one solution, or infinitely many solutions? So I already have each equation solved because we have to solve the equation to be able to figure that out. So if we look at number 21, okay, which is right here, when we solve it, we have that x equals 0. There is only one solution. So number 21, the answer is one solution. Number 22, solving the equation, we're left with negative 20 equals 20. That is false. That means that for number 22, there is no solution. Number 23, solving it, we're left with x equals 0. That means that for number 23, there is only one answer. So it is one solution. Looking at number 24, we're left right here with negative 15 equals negative 15. Variables canceled, we're left with a true statement. So that means that it is infinitely many solutions. That finishes up our review. And so hopefully you are ready for your Module 1 test.